are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now, stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Legacy Crypto Builders. I'm your host, Diana Townsend, right here on Hits Radio 92.3. I'm here each and every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to dive into the transformative world of blockchains with a purpose. Join us as we explore how today's tech pioneers are building the legacy of tomorrow, one block at a time. Stay tuned. The future of blockchain starts now. Hello, everybody. My name is Diana Townsend, and I am the Chief Visionary here at the Legacy Crypto Builders. We're here on Hits 92.3 each and every Wednesday from 12 to 1 p.m., and we're talking all things blockchain. I'm excited to be here every Wednesday. I like to educate people and let them know the power of AI and blockchain and how it has definitely impacted my life. So I share because I care. Our mission here at the Legacy Crypto Builders is to empower individuals to harness the transformative potential of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. We provide them the knowledge, resources, and tools necessary to become successful entrepreneurs in this rapidly evolving field. We're dedicated to helping people achieve financial freedom by fostering innovation, creativity, and collaboration in the cryptocurrency and blockchain communities. We do that through education, mentorship, and community building. We aim to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to participate in this exciting and rewarding world of blockchain entrepreneurship. I'm so excited. This week, I had asked a young lady to join me. First and foremost, let me just say it is so rare that you find women in blockchain. And I feel like this woman that I asked to join us this week, she is a powerhouse. Her name is Miss Kat Bonner, and she is our Chief Compliance Officer here at Blockade. Kat, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Diana. How are you? How are you guys doing?
Good. I want to thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule today. I wanted to do some things different. A lot of times I'm normally speaking to different people in the blockchain. And this week, because of a conversation that we had a week ago, I was so thankful and grateful for that conversation that I felt like I want our listeners here at Hits 92.3 to really understand blockchain. I want them to understand, first of all, I want to talk about Connect United a little bit, but I also want to talk about the industry. And I felt who better than you, Kat, because you're our Chief Compliance Officer here. So we didn't talk about this. I didn't prepare you for anything. It's not scripted. I didn't tell her what I wanted to talk about or anything because I like to be just like the blockchain. I like to be transparent, and I just like just a really open, free conversation. So before we get started, Kat, the first thing I like listeners to know is who am I talking to? Who is Miss Kat Bonner, and how did you get started with Blockade? So can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am the Chief Compliance Officer at Blockade Law. We are a law firm that consults with various blockchain companies that make blockchain products and services that are built on blockchains, decentralized blockchains, community-driven blockchains. So our firm is attorneys, paralegal, and myself. And it's funny that you asked, Diana, how did I get started in this? Because I have been a chief compliance officer in the medical device space, with healthcare, medical billing. I actually have a patent on my own medical device for sleep apnea. I've been in that space for a long time, but then about 2.5 years ago, I got a call from someone saying, "Hey, you are a great compliance officer. You need to check out this space. This law firm wants to talk to you. Talk to them, chat with them." And I'm like, crypto, blockchain, what? And what does a law firm want with a chief compliance officer? They're all attorneys. Like, I didn't even understand what I was doing. So I jumped on the call with the interview, and that's the first, you talk about being transparent, Diana, that's the first question I asked them. Why do you guys need a compliance officer? You're all a bunch of attorneys. Like, why would you need me? So basically, they needed me to come and build courses and training courses and a program. an entire compliance program to train sales affiliates to work with these companies that have these blockchain-based products that are operating on decentralized blockchains. And there was like, oh, you guys need me to take your legalese and make it where everybody can understand it. Got it. Get it, got it. So I jumped on this. I mean, jumped right out of my field into a new field 2.5 years ago, and I haven't looked back. It has been exciting. And this space is revolutionary, innovative. And basically what I do is I partner with these projects, help them review their assets, make sure we're saying things that are never saying anything that are false and misleading. We are, like you said, Diana, transparent. We want to make sure we're doing this right. And we don't want to be lumped into some of those companies out there that may be doing things they shouldn't be doing, right? So that's what I love about the projects that we're working with, like Connect. Sometimes people get in a law firm when they get in trouble, right? Well, I love our blockchain projects because they bring us in now and have us teach courses, show people how to do this the right way. How do we say things? How do we sell blockchain-based products and get people excited about these projects and getting into and do it the right way? Don't overpromise. So that's my awesome opportunity about what I get to do every day, partnering and helping with solutions. So I don't just say no, because a lot of compliance officers do that. I give solutions. Let's say this. Let's do this. The space is evolving. So that's kind of my story as to how I got here 2.5 years ago, and it's been so exciting. It's been so exciting.
Awesome. Did you know anything about the blockchain or crypto at all, Kat?
I knew the word Bitcoin 2.5 years ago, but I work with crypto attorneys. And let me tell you, the training I've gotten in 2.5 years, I joke and say, could I be an attorney now in crypto? Because some of the stuff they asked me to do, I mean, I have some of the best attorneys that are my bosses. I can't even begin to tell you how much I've learned in 2.5 years. They say 6 months in blockchain, you're an expert, because blockchain is still in its infancy, right? I mean, it's so new, still so new. Crypto is still so new. So 2.5 years, believe it or not, Diana, I am now an expert, according to the industry. I know there's so much to learn, but because it continues to evolve. But if we know how to do it right, we're going to do it right. And that's one thing I love about, you mentioned Connect, one of our clients. They want to do it right. So.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about the industry, Kat, because a lot of people, they're scared. They're afraid because they've been in situations where they've been hurt. Different projects. We're not going to name any projects, but there's several out there. Because I just had a conversation last night with a gentleman, and he shared with me that he lost over $50,000 in this project. And do you mind sharing a little bit, like, why do different blockchain projects get in trouble, and what could people look out for to make sure that they're vetting out these projects to make sure they're maybe making a more educated decision?
Sure. I mean, I will tell you, as a representative of a law firm with Blockade, I can't give financial advice or investment advice, which I'm not going to do. And just like you said, not mention any other of these products. But what I will say is you need to look for projects that are transparent. They're upfront about what they do, who their leadership is. Look for projects like Connect that actually have a firm that is here to consult with them. And I think it's important too that when you are working with that project, you are holding them accountable if you're working with them. They're our client. So I will tell you, law firms advise, clients decide. I mean, that's the truth. Right?
Wait a minute, you gotta write that down, Kat. What'd you say? Say that again.
A law firm or attorneys, they will advise, but the client will decide. And that's really our role. We advise, but the clients decide. So I think just as much as anybody that wants to get into the space of blockchain or crypto, you need to do your own due diligence and ask questions to that blockchain project to get your own answers and make sure they are leaning into their, compliance advice and working with their law firms and working with the, doing things right, making sure they've got accurate information that's not false or misleading. I will tell you, like, that's why we see projects out there that use all those little rocket ships, right? And little money graphs and run away from those. Just run far, far away from those that give you promises that they cannot keep, right? Blockchain's in its infancy, and there's no promises here. There's no guarantee. And I'm a node owner. I work with certain projects, but when I did my own due diligence and purchased a node to work with those projects, I made those decisions to choose a project that I believed in, that was solving real world problems. I wanted to be a community member. I wanted to jump in and be a part of a community driven blockchain and have a voice. That's what I love about these blockchain projects. I can be a part. It's not led by a centralized organization. It's not. It's led by the community. And I think if anybody that wants to be a part of those projects, you have to do your own due diligence. But make sure you're doing your due diligence and checking on those projects and leaning into asking them those questions. A lot of people come to me and say, well, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, I can't answer that. You need to go ask Connect, because Connect's our client, right? So I think it's important that you do your work, you do your due diligence. And people have asked me in the past week, Kat, are you participating in any of these blockchain projects? I'm like, yeah, but I'm just like you. I pick the projects that I believe in, and I jump in and I vote. I get a part of the community. I don't just sit back and relax. I know blockchain is going to be so powerful, and so it's not going away, but it's going to take people like us believing in them and jumping into the ones that we believe in. And it's got to be personal to you. So that's my advice. Look for those projects, but run from the ones that promise you the world. Run from the ones that show you rocket ships and climbing graphs and, those ones. I mean, you and I both know, Diana, if it's too good to be true, are you really going to do it? That's why I like blockchain projects, because it's solving real world problems. And that's one thing I do absolutely love about our client Connect, because they give you access as a gateway to some really great projects that are doing great things with their products.
All right. I'm going to wait until after break so we can go back and relive how we first met, Kat, because it does run right into you. I think I reached out to you. But before we go to break, can you just touch on one thing? I know Connect is the client here, but what about the community members? Is Blockade something that a community member will have access to if they had any questions? Are they able to reach out to Blockade?
Well, Blockade handles the compliance training for our client Connect. I will tell you that currently I just handle the training. You do kind of have to go through Connect to get to Blockade through the support at connectunited.com because we're actually, the next client. But I am excited to say we are creating our very first compliance tool called CatBot. It's an AI bot that is going to be accessible to any Connect affiliate. And there's a wait list going on right now that you can join to be on this wait list. You can email compliance@blockadeunited.com. And this bot, this AI tool, has been trained by CAT, but believe it or not, there's an acronym, Compliance Automated Technology, that literally sales affiliates can literally go into this bot, ask it questions. How do I talk about tokens? How do I talk about digital rewards? And this bot is just like ChatGPT. It will help you be compliant. There is nothing like it. And that is going to be a product that's going to be available from Blockade that will be accessible to any sales affiliate for any of our blockchain projects. So that's coming out here in the next month that we're going to be launching. So that's going to be something that everybody can just use on your computer every day. Basically have me right next to you. That's the way I look at it. Because I've been training this bot for about 4 months, teaching it how it's supposed to respond. So that's going to be the one easy way that sales affiliates can utilize compliance tool. That's coming out in a month. But right now, to get to me, you kind of need to go through Connect. So you'll just email support@connectunited.com if you've got questions.
Okay. Can you tell them one more time, how do they get on the wait list to be able to learn more about CatBot?
Just email compliance@blockadeunited.com. Now remember, Blockade is spelled BLOCK, like blockchain. Aid is ADE. Blockadeunited.com. So compliance@blockadeunited.com. And you can get on the wait list for CatBot beta.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk more to Ms. Kat Bonner from our Chief Compliance Officer here at Blockade.
I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I don't think that I could live no other way. Truth be told, I'm living now on an A. Now I done seen them blessings in the modern day. The Lord I serve, He give them to me every day. I'm forgiven, I'm forgiven. See, I done been forgiven, now I'm living. And when I say I love, I mean it. Cause none of this be nothing if He coming on this and I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Love him, I love him. Love him, I love. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, love him, I love him, love him, love him, I love him.
You ain't got the money moving by yourself. And you know you did it with a lot of air. You know it's only one, it ain't nobody else. You got me talking strong and I ain't rich, I'm talking well. See, I'm forgiving, I'm forgiving. See, I done been forgiven, now I'm living. And when I say I love, I mean it. Cause none of this be nothing if He coming on this and shout. I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Love him, I love him. Love him, I love. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, love him, love him, I love him.
Wanted you to fall. You remember I do. You could have lost it all. You remember I do. No one can throw you off. Oh, we got you covered. Protect us from it all. That's what makes me love Him. I don't need a reason to fall on my knees and tell Him how I feel in my heart. And let Him know I love you. Don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Love him, I love him. Love him, I love. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, love him, I love him.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
All right, I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Hits 92.3. My name is Diana Townsend, the Chief Visionary here at the Legacy Crypto Builders, and we're here each and every Wednesday. We're going to be talking all things blockchain. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Ms. Kat Bonner. She is our Chief Compliance Officer here with Blockade. And when we left off, Kat, we were talking a little bit about Catbox. And before we switch gears, I know you mentioned it's kind of similar to ChatGPT, just so I can get a visual. Does that mean, you know how we go to a particular site? Is that what we're looking at? Is it something you can use on a desktop? Is it an app on your phone? Can you tell us a little bit about Catbot?
Sure. Our Catbot's going to be attached to our website. We have a website. So if you want to go check out who we are, we're www.blockadelaw.com. And we'll be adding this You can purchase this. It's going to be a monthly subscription, and you'll be able to purchase it through our website. It will be just like ChatGPT. I pay, just so you all know, I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT because it does help me sometimes when I'm researching and doing things. ChatBot will be the same. It'll be like, we're going to have an introductory price for ChatBot for the beta because it's built for these blockchain projects. So whether you're working with Connect or within the blockchain, the ecosystem of Connect, Switch, Galvin, Rev, Arlink, this bot is customized for compliance within that decentralized ecosystem. So you'll be able to access it there, pay your monthly fee through the website, and every day have it on your right side screen when you're working on social media or getting ready to post something or doing whatever you need. Ask it whatever you want. Hey, ChatBot, can I say this? Hey, ChatBot, can I do this? Well, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to say, we actually would recommend you use this word, and you can say it like this, or you can put a phrase in. Can I say that if you work with Connect, you're going to get rich quick? It's pretty much going to tell you no. You cannot say that. That is not compliant. But it's, you know what it's going to do, Diana, which I love, is it's going to give you a positive solution. A great way to say it so people understand that working in blockchain projects is being a part of a decentralized community and making an impact, having your voice be heard. So it's going to give you some great input on how to say things, but also help people understand how decentralized blockchains work. So it's built for that. So, yep. And we'll be sending out all that information to anybody that joins the wait list or anybody that's part of Connect, getting on the town hall calls or anything like that. We will be distributing announcements and how people can get access to it once it comes out.
Have you ever heard of anything like this in the industry? Because is this exclusive to Connect, Kat?
This is exclusive to Blockade. So it is a product for Blockade that we're offering to our clients, and we can customize it for any blockchain client. And Connect is one of our clients. So it is something that is not out there right now in the crypto, blockchain, digital asset space. But one thing that's amazing about AI is that you just have to train it, customize it. And I have 2.5 years of compliance. We have attorneys that are incredible, that understand so much in this space. So training this bot and customizing it for any blockchain project, we're able to do that. So it's going to be a great product, and we're super excited about it.
Awesome. All right. Just to switch gears, I probably should have started with this a little bit earlier. I remember because something you said, it made me trigger it. I never plan it. I just speak off the top of my head, and I always take notes when people say things. And I was, I'll say, a product of a conversation that we had. Kat, I had reached out to compliance, and I was asking for something to be done. And I remember it wasn't able to be done, and I wasn't a happy camper about that. I wasn't a happy camper, and I was extremely upset. And I will never forget. Sometimes when you're in your feelings and different things like that, I was just having one of those days. And I can honestly say, Kat, no matter how just messy I was that day, fussing, upset, you never lost your composure. You were so professional, and through it all, no matter how much fussing I was doing, I will never forget, you came up with a solution. I heard you say that earlier. You said, because sometimes, compliance is deemed as I know this is like a street slang, but it's the truth. It's like, compliance is the police.
Oh yeah. Right? We create obstacles. We don't let anyone do it.
Just like the police. I was upset that the police wasn't letting me do what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I am used to being thrown under the bus. I am used to being told Kat said no. And I'm like, never said that. Never said no, because I love solutions.
But no matter how much fussing I was doing, Kat, at the end of the day, I will never forget, you suggested that I not just stay in that space of being upset, not just, just having my little moment or whatever I was having. You gave me a solution. And I can honestly say that solution completely turned things around for me with Connect, because I was on the ledge. I'm not even going to lie. I was on the ledge. I had decided I was just going to jump. and I was going off into another space because I had reached my limit at that point. But because of our conversation, because of the communication that we had, you got me off that ledge and you gave me a solution. And I didn't take it at that time that you said it. I had it in the back of my mind, but I was still in my little feelings and I was feeling some type of way. And then later on, I decided to reach out to the person that you told me to. And to today, because of our conversation, I can honestly say you completely changed my whole perspective when it comes to this company because of what you told me to do. When I got out of my own way and I did what you told me to do, it worked out. We worked out our differences. That communication was on point, and it was because of you. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you to come on here, because I'm a living testimony that compliance is not the police, and you are not somebody with the velvet hammer that lays that hammer down. You actually are somebody that our community needs to know that you're an ally. I remember yesterday I sent you a picture of a social media post because I seen some of the people on my team reposting something, and I don't want to just go tell them what I think. I'm definitely not a person that's like, oh, I want to get this person in trouble or that person in trouble. I want to make sure my organization is operating with integrity. So I asked you, I said, is this compliant? And you said, unfortunately, that is not compliant, and then I was able to go back to them and I told them that. I was like, take that post down. Don't repost that, because, and I shared with you the reasons why I personally thought that it wasn't a good post to put up. It was an amazing post.
Oh, yeah.
But couple things in the post was out of alignment with what we are taught here, and that's one of the things I say all the time. And I wanted to see if we could touch base on that, because I'm proud to be here with Connect. I'm so happy that they had the wisdom to go out and seek legal advice to grab Blockade, because when I'm talking to the team or I'm talking to a prospect, I tell them Connect is the company, but we're taught by compliance. We're taught by Blockade. So could you elaborate on that a little bit about why it is important for the blockchain projects to seek counsel?
Yes. So when Connect reached out to us and said, we want you guys to handle our compliance, creating these courses that teach, all sales affiliates that are selling blockchain products, like a Node software is a blockchain-based product that operates by someone actively participating in a community-driven blockchain, right? If you don't run your node, then that's on you, right? You are not actively participating, right? It's important for people to understand the compliance around that. And if someone just throws in a bunch of rocket ships and climbing graphs, go buy a node, you'll get and put a rocket ship on there. That's false and not true, because you just don't buy a node and then put a rocket ship. You got to buy and you got to actively participate. Is that correct, Diana? There is compliance around that. You've got to do your part to be a part of these projects. So we've got to help people understand that. And the reason we stand firm on certain things is right now the United States, I'll use them as an example, because other countries are more friendly with regulations and creating clear regulations around tokenomics and things like that and digital assets. The United States is coming along. They just passed a bill called the FIT21 bill with different things coming out, but they did provide to us a framework for digital assets, and it's called the Howey test. And it's important that we teach anybody that wants to be a part of blockchain and anything in crypto, they understand the Howey test and how that works, because it's our job to make sure we're working within that framework in the United States. In the United States, and these regulators do not like rocket ships. They've even said it. The SEC has said, if you're using a rocket ship, we don't like you. They've put out tweets saying those things. But we're just going to say, hey, we advise you not to do that, because the regulators don't like it, because you're saying things like you're going to go to the moon and you're going to make this. And guess what? You can't even say that when you're just investing in stocks. And when you're in blockchain, we don't even like the word invest. We like participate, because when you're part of blockchain, you have to actively participate. Some people come to me and say, hey, I bought my node. When am I going to make money? Did you turn it on? Are you running it? Are you in Discord? Are you part of the community? Are you jumping in? Are you asking questions? Are you saying, what can I do? Are you making proposals? Like, because the community runs the blockchain, not the company that makes these products, right? So they're very two distinct things. So compliance at Blockade, it's our responsibility that Connect has brought us in to help you guys understand that so that you can operate and feel resourced and tooled. We want you to feel resourced. That's why we're here. That's why we're creating CatBot, so that you go, man, I know how to do this. I've got a tool here to help me do this the right way. And when we do it right, then people are going to want to be a part of it. And it's going to be around a long time because we're going to make sure we're doing things right. So that's why Connect enlisted us into this, asked us to handle the compliance, asked us to partner with them because the firm understands how we should operate. We need to follow the Howey test, make sure we're doing those things right. So that's why they brought us in. That's why we handle the compliance training. And it's going to happen every year because guess what? This space is new. It's continuing to evolve. And we want to make sure you guys stay right up there with all the new evolving regulations as they come out.
Okay, so for our listeners here at HITS 92.3, are you able to elaborate on what the Howey test is? So and even for some, I'm sure some of our Connect community members are listening as well, just to make sure that they understand what's happening. Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. I can touch on it. I'll touch on a few of the prongs. One of the prongs is the efforts of others. We need to make sure that a blockchain is not successful by the efforts of a company, right? So I'll give you an example. McDonald's, right? Or Starbucks, or any company that you want to go and you buy a stock, right? In McDonald's or Starbucks. You're expecting, you just sit back, right? You watch your stock every day. You're expecting that CEO of that company to make Starbucks or McDonald's successful, that team, that centralized team to work together to make your stock go up, right? You just watch that stock. Well, it doesn't work like that way in blockchain, not in decentralized community-driven blockchains. You participate by buying a node, buying a product, or for example, and I'll give Galvin a plug here. I love their app, the app on the Galvin app, the Galvin Plus app that you can download, and it works with your Apple Watch. When I run or do a wellness check, when I get points, and those points can mean digital rewards on the Galvin blockchain. Well, it's not the efforts of that company with that app. It's the efforts of me. I don't get any points if I don't do a wellness check-in, if I don't run. It's my active participation that then gives me points, and then I get distributed digital rewards from that blockchain. Running your node, it's my active participation of running my node and participating in the community. It's community driven. There's not a CEO or a leadership team that makes that blockchain successful. It is the community. So to avoid meeting the prong of the efforts of others of that Howey test, we don't want to, it's not a security. A node is not a security because it's active participation of running that node. And the president of Galvin has nothing to do with you running your node on a server. You have to participate to make that blockchain successful. So it's very important that we don't meet the prong of the efforts of others. We show the distinction between the company that makes those products, sells the products, you buy the node product, and you run it. You are successful by being a part of the community. That's the only way blockchain is going to be successful, is the community driving that purpose, asking other people, hey, do you want to be a part of a blockchain with purpose? You want to solve real world problems? Then join this community and be a part of this. It's all about community driven blockchain. So part of the Howey test is saying, hey, it's not a security. A node is not a security if you're not meeting this prong. And we don't meet that prong, right? And one of the things none of these blockchain projects will ever do is Connect will never sell tokens. They will never sell tokens because you earn the digital rewards by your active participation with a blockchain. So a security, according to the SEC, is when people are selling tokens. We don't sell tokens. None of our clients that are doing these blockchain projects they don't sell tokens because you have to buy a node, run your node, actively participate to earn digital rewards that you can bridge to become a token, an ERC20 token. So it's just really important you understand these things. So when you join the Connect community, right, and you get to be a part of that, and you get access to these trainings. And that's just one of the prongs of the Howey test that we teach and help people understand.
Awesome. While you're touching base on our training, Kat, was this something that, based off your knowledge over the past 2.5 years, is that how you decided what was going to be in our Blockchain Academy for Connect?
Yes. We do consult with Connect on their Blockchain Academy. They have to actually send all of their training courses through compliance before it can be posted to the Blockchain Academy. We want to make sure anything that they're stating is accurate, not false or misleading, falls in line with what the United States says with the digital asset framework or anything else out there with case law. One of the things I love about our attorneys, because I'm going to toot their horn a little bit, is they keep their finger on the pulse of case law. What's going on in the courts right now? What's going on with other crypto projects that we see maybe a regulator going after or talking to? I mean, we want to look into that, investigate that, understand what is the SEC thinking about this, or what is the FTC looking at? Because everybody thinks it's only one regulator like the SEC. No, there's a bunch of regulators out there. If you're posting on social media, you fall under the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. You got to make sure you're not being false or misleading, right? So we keep our finger on those things and make sure we keep our clients updated with what's going on in the landscape. And I love that my attorneys are brilliant and making sure we do that. We meet weekly to go over these things on legal calls so we know how to advise our clients. Once again, we advise, the client decides, because that's how it works, right? So it's just important that we keep our finger on that. And we do our very best to keep any of our clients and their affiliates educated through these courses and through the Blockchain Academy.
So just say, Kat, are you monitoring, is Blockade monitoring the social media of the Connect community where one of your clients, like what happens if you see a post on my page where I got you always talk about the rocket ships and I got the dollar signs and,
money smileys.
Today you'll be rich tomorrow. What happens if you see that on my social media page? Can you explain to us what happens at that point?
Typically, now Diana, you're a little different because you and I've had these one-on-ones and we're kind of like, I don't know, we're kind of like on this first name basis thing. I don't do that with every Connect affiliate. A lot of times we actually have a policy, sales policy. So if you take one of our compliance courses through Connect, through us, we have a policy called the sales activity monitoring. And we actually teach that it's your responsibility if you're selling blockchain-based products, it's your responsibility to be on the lookout for any bad actors or people that might be saying things that shouldn't be being said. I get texts, I get signals, I get Slacks, I get Instagram messages from all kinds of people saying things they shouldn't. And typically I would reach out to Connect and say, hey, do you guys want to reach out to this affiliate or would you like me to do it? Once again, I'm their client. And sometimes Connect will say, hey, Kat, can you reach out? And typically I'm like, hey, saw your post. Maybe we could redo your post a little bit. Let's edit it a little bit to bring it into more compliance. Once again, I am not the person to bring down the hammer. I'm not going to slap your hand. You're an adult. I like to more so do an approach of, hey, let me partner with you. Let's maybe make a change, per your training. Remember the training? We probably don't want to do this. We don't want to say things that we promises we can't keep. So it all depends on Connect, how they want me to handle it. I do reach out to them and ask them, do you want me to talk to them? I'm only one person. We're a small team over at Blockade. So I do my best to kind of spread myself as thin as I can to meet the needs of our clients because we have multiple clients outside of Connect. But I do my best to kind of just teach and educate. I don't want to be, I know everybody's like, well, those people are doing the rocket ship and those people, it's almost like I'm talking to my kids, right? I have all grown children when they were 13. Well, I want to do this. Well, so-and-so's doing this. Well, you know what I would tell them, Diana? Well, they're not a Bonar. I don't care what they're doing. Bonars live by a totally different standard. So I don't care what they're doing. And that's what I told them all growing up. So that's how I feel about our Connect team. They're using rocket ships. Well, we're not using rocket ships. We live by a totally different standard because we're a different type of project. We want to do things right in this landscape and do it right. And guess what? We're going to be around We believe, can't make promises, but I believe some of these blockchain projects can be around longer when they do it right from the beginning, right? So we just want to do the best we can to advise our clients to do it right from the beginning. So.
Okay, so with that being said, a lot of times, like I referenced earlier, sometimes when it comes to compliance and things like that, it's like, oh, I don't want to tell on Diana, I don't want to tell on Kat, I don't want to get her in trouble. But based off everything you talked about today, being with community participation, it sounds like you're saying it is in our best interest to share because we care, not because we want to get people in trouble. And I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. I had this conversation with Kat something I think about 6 months ago when I wanted to do something and Connect was not in agreement with it. And Kat was like, Diana, that's just not going to happen. But you, like you said, you gave me a solution. Now it was up to me to take it. After I got out of my little feelings and I had a couple days to get it together, I decided, how do you know whether what somebody's telling you unless you do it? And like I said, just being able to have that conversation with Connect completely changed my whole perspective when it comes to this company, because it was important for me for people to take ownership. And that happened because compliance told me it wasn't. I'm director of our company here, so I don't have like a success line or somebody I can go to and talk to. So I'm so thankful and grateful for having that. And that's how I think our relationship started, was me wanting to do something. Kat said no.
I said no with solutions.
And that's not going to happen, Diana. But you can do this. So it sounds like, and that's what I want to confirm, what you're saying is people should send you screenshots. People should not necessarily tattletale, but we have to protect our community. Is that what you're saying?
That is exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly why we have the policy for sales activity monitoring, because it's your responsibility. It's my responsibility that we protect the community and we make sure the community is saying the right thing, doing the right thing, and talking about the blockchain products the right way. Otherwise, people are going to be misinformed and saying things they shouldn't say. And I've seen a lot of those projects out there that none that we've worked with that have shown up and then disappeared, right? And we want to make sure we do our part. And that's really what it is. And I'll tell you this, I have worked with multiple companies as a chief compliance officer, and they never invite me to the sales calls. I don't know why. Why wouldn't they put me on a sales call? I'm just kidding. But I tell all salespeople that I work with, I wouldn't even have a job if it wasn't for salespeople. So I love salespeople. I love working and partnering with salespeople that are selling blockchain products, because I wouldn't have a job if I didn't. But it's just my job to say, here's our guardrails. You got to have someone like me to say, let's do it this way and let's refrain from this and refrain. But I always tell them, I love your enthusiasm. I love your posts. It's creating infectious enthusiasm. I would just kind of change it a little bit and maybe go this way a little bit. And maybe don't put this emoji in there. Use this emoji. This one's a more fun emoji. I'm always going to be, that's always going to be the approach I have as long as I'm here at Blockade and working with Connect. So I'm always going to be solution driven and solution oriented.
Yeah. I can honestly say that too, because I remember I had a post and I was laughing because I did share it with my team, because when you text me, Kat, you said, hey friend. I was like, hey, how are you? Because I hadn't seen you since Hawaii. And then you started talking to me about a post. I was like, oh, she really spanked me lightly. Change that post, Diana. And I started laughing. So again, I'm a living testimony. I've never been in a situation where I felt like compliance was just so hard, or there was just this hard conversation that was happening. Every single time I had two experiences where, once I was asking for something, and once you shared with me, you told me, you said, Diana, look at this flyer right here. And you told me the why. That's the part that matters to me more than anything. And not that I want to say, oh, I'm going to question you, Kat. No, tell me why so I understand and I don't make that mistake again. And one of the things I had shared with my team was, and I told them, I said, please leverage compliance. I said, because she's going to tell you the why, and make sure. And I said, where I made my mistake was because we knew it and I had gotten away from it because I hadn't really been doing too much posting. And we were told at one point, and I want to know, is that still there? We should send some of our posts, if not the majority of them. Should we have them cleared before putting them on social media? Are we still doing that? Is that still our process? You want to see our post before we put it out there to social media, or is that not necessary right now?
I mean, yeah, you could send it through to support@connectunited.com and say, hey, I'd like to have this reviewed by compliance. There's no problem with that. And it's up to Connect if they want to send that over. The cool part is the Connect team, which is the company of Connect, they're trained on compliance too. They're even more so trained because they're employees of Connect. Those people that work there are paid on behalf of Connect. That's a company that just kind of helps you guys get into this gateway of all these other projects so that you can have access to them. They're trained even more than you guys. So sometimes they can answer you and sometimes they will consult with me. So yeah, feel free to send it to support@connectunited.com and say, hey, I'd like to have this reviewed by compliance, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Sending it directly to me is probably not the best option right now, because it's got to go through the client to get to me. So we do highly recommend that it goes through support@connectunited.com.
Okay, so you know how we say, if you're iffy and you're not sure, just send it to make sure.
Yep, send it to support. And then ChatBot's going to help, speed so much of this up. And that's why we've been working so hard on this AI tool.
Is the ChatBot going to pick up emojis and things too?
Oh, yes, it will. It'll say, we do not recommend you using that. Yep. It's so funny how AI works, Diana, because when I've been testing it out, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's my response. It's pretty amazing how you can train AI and it's like it's inside my brain. So it's pretty cool. I'm super excited about this tool.
We've been talking a lot today about community driven. My last question for you today, Kat, is can you kind of just share, because I do try to make sure that we're always educating our listeners here at HITS. Could I hear your definition of a centralized community versus here at Connect, we are a decentralized community? Can you share your definition?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that you say that, because people need to understand that there's two distinctions here. There's Connect, who is our client, and they're a company that basically are people that are paid to give you guys access to this gateway to all these different blockchain projects, such as, of course, Connect even has their own, blockchain project through the WIN blockchain, which is a decentralized community-driven blockchain. That blockchain is not run by Connect or anybody that's working at Connect. That is community-driven by anybody that runs a node on the WIN blockchain. So I know that if there's leadership at Connect, that leadership person at Connect, if they want to have any voice in the WIN blockchain, they have to be a node owner and a node active running node owner to have any voice in that blockchain. Their voice is just as important as yours, Diana. All right, so there's two distinctions. Connect is separate from the WIN blockchain. The Switch Reward Card is a company that has products. They have cards, they have different types of fintech products that operate and can be run on the Switch blockchain. But that leadership at Switch Reward Card, they're just community members of the Switch blockchain. They're two separate entities, because that blockchain is community driven, governed by the DGF, the Distributive Governance Framework, where everybody has a voice. And you can go in and make a proposal to make a change to the blockchain, and the entire community has to vote. It is decentralized. So the companies, just like Coca-Cola or McDonald's, those are centralized companies because there's a CEO, there's a COO, there's chief compliance officers at those companies, right? Those are centralized companies. But the blockchains themselves are decentralized. And they're decentralized because, Diana, you're in another state running a node. I'm in a state running a node. We're all in different places all over the world. Decentralized. And we're all community members of that blockchain making votes and helping govern that blockchain by that distributive governance framework. So that's what's exciting about decentralized blockchains and the difference between centralized and decentralized. So does that help a little bit and explain it a bit?
No, it does. And I want to thank you so much.
Good.
First of all, Kat, I don't know if I said it, but you, because there's no women in blockchain. So I'm so thankful and grateful to have the opportunity to have met you. And then that's how I feel like, and a powerhouse. Then on top of that, even though you are technically the police, um, I mean, to me, Kat, I just feel like we could not have asked for a better compliance / police officer because you're not
Take it, I'll take it.
to hurt, but you're actually here to help the communities. And I'm thankful for that. That's that womanly thing that we got
Yeah.
on.
I'm nurturing. I'm a nurturer. I want to nurture the community and partner with you. I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
So I want to thank you for jumping on here this week on Hits 92.3 with me, where I'm here at the Legacy Crypto Builders. I want to educate people about the blockchain space, and I definitely felt it necessary for them to know who you are and what you bring to this table. And I absolutely love our conversations because it's especially for me, because that's just the culture I come from. Don't talk to the police, run. But actually, because of who you are and how you have been, it's not based off what somebody told me. It's based off my own personal experiences, where even your no was still a yes and was so detrimental to me. Because like I said, I know I have said it to you privately, but I'll definitely say it to you publicly. I, for one, am so appreciative of you and thankful that you are here. We couldn't have asked for a better compliance officer to represent Blockade and to represent our client, your client here, Connect United. So we're thankful to have you, grateful. And thank you so much for joining us here this week on Hits 92.3.
Thank you so much for having me, Diana. It's been great. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank our Hits family here at 92.3. We're here each and every Wednesday. We're going to be talking all things blockchain. I look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Legacy Crypto Builders with Diana Townsend here on Hits Radio 92.3. Remember, every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here exploring revolutionary blockchains that shape our future. Continue building your knowledge and join us next week for more insights into the world of purpose-driven blockchain technology. Until then, keep innovating and shaping the future.